The Mike and Tony Show is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised.
Yo, what's good? Y'all know what it is. It's your boy Terrell Mastany, and y'all now rocking with the Mike and Tony Show.
It is episode 157. How was your week, Pierce? I know I saw you just the other day. We saw Snoop Dogg this week.
Yes. Oh my God. Epic.
Super epic.
Right? Warren G. The G-Funk
Too
music.
Short.
That was my thing. I wanted to see most of everything. It was just the Warren G, because like I used to love his little group that he had, like the Twins. You guys ever remember the Twins?
I do.
Back in the day, the G-Funk music, dude, was like on the Jason's Lyric soundtrack. Like I played that soundtrack out like crazy when I was a kid.
Did you?
Yeah. Like I really, at the time, because it was out when we were so young, I didn't get with the movie, but I got down with the soundtrack.
That's dope. Yeah, it was surreal for me, dude, growing up in California in the 90s and then like seeing Snoop. Dude, I've never seen him live before. Too Short, Warren G, Wiz Khalifa was there. That was amazing. It was really, really good.
Yeah.
Couch Guy, you're also in the house today. How are you, brother?
What up? How are you? How's
you
everybody
been?
doing?
Good, man. You guys got some drinks going today, yes?
Yeah, absolutely. Got a little tequila.
Johnny Walker Blue here.
It's been a while, Pierce, since our logo was the whiskey bottle.
It has been a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, things have changed.
Things have changed.
A little bit. Dude, we have an incredibly special guest this week. Dude, I'm so grateful that you're doing this, taking the time to come sit around with some ordinary dudes and just bullshit. But the great, powerful Denver's very own DJ Chonz in the house tonight. So.
What up?
What up, brother?
Fellas.
I know, man. That's what I was like, when we were talking about it, I was like, I'm fanboying out. I was like, dude, we used to like, back in the day, like when you had the Saturday night shows going, like we were rolling out, like we're at like Chinese Man, Seven Hills, like out there driving, just cruising to Saturday night, the mix party, dude.
I think you and my buddy DJ Specs that works for us at the Denver DJ school, I think that y'all be buddies. Because that's all he brings up is like the Saturday night street party. And like, I'm like, yo, that wasn't even my favorite show.
Well, it was mine.
It's like, yeah, it was so cool. You guys are cutting and scratching, and I learned how to DJ from that. And I'm like, yeah, man, that was a doper show on Sunday. Yeah. That's when the dope stuff happened.
Hell yeah.
That you found dope, everybody else is all like, okay, the Saturday night's the dopest.
Sunday is where we played whatever we wanted.
On
Sunday, 11 to 1. So we had the mixtape show, Kingdom of Francois on it, Legends in the scene in Denver. And that was like the staple show. That was the show that actually got me on radio on KS 107.5.
Is that right?
Yeah. So they buried us 11 to 1 on Sundays, hoping that no one listened to us.
Couldn't stop you.
But everyone listened to us, including all your friends and relatives that are locked up in the joint.
Yeah. Dude. That's what they did with us on the radio, remember? They put us in the 1 a.m. to the 2:30 a.m. radio slot on the radio station in Detroit for a little bit. So
yeah, still got listens. It's still good.
Yeah.
Damn, man, that is so incredible. It's funny for me because I met you in a different part of life, right?
Absolutely.
Like we met the same way because I changed careers too. I was working with you before, Pierce, and decided to become a teacher. And the year before I started doing it, you started doing it.
Yep.
So today was interesting for me because I really did like an internet deep dive on you.
Oh, word up.
See what Google says.
Well, no, it was just incredible for me because I met you at a different time and knew you sort of in a different way, and then just realizing like I watched a bunch of old interviews with you, and I was like, damn, he really is I mean, I knew you're the shit, but I was like, holy crap, they were calling you like a national trendsetter for like music labels and stuff at one point because people were listening because they really respected your taste in music.
You know, at that time, DJs, we still are, but at that time, we were really like tastemakers.
Yeah.
Right. And so, there's all these different forms that you could get, listen to music and consume music now. But back then, there was a couple ways, right? Either you're at a nightclub, you're in a mixtape, or you're on the radio. right? And those are the forums. There was no streaming, no YouTube, and there was, but it was not as prominent as now. Yep. And so we were the gatekeepers, and so each city had like a DJ Chonz, right? There was there was a DJ Chonz in each market, and so at that time, I was like the main gatekeeper, and so all the record labels would send me music and things like that. That helped me catapult like a lot of businesses from then.
Oh yeah, that's really cool too. And I saw I think I was listening to something about how you got started, and it was like your brother, right? Didn't your brother spin?
Yeah. So my brother, used to get down in gangs, and so back in the day when I was like in 6th grade, he already had turntables in the basement, and he was DJing for all the gangsters, all the Northsiders. And so when he would go to school, I would sneak on the turntables and play with his stuff.
I love that, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Without telling them though, right?
I make mixtapes and go to Outdoor Ed and show everybody like this tape that I made. I'm like, check this out.
Hell yeah.
And then he really got into gangs, and then he got rid of the turntables, and got a strap. So and then
went a different direction.
Yeah, different directions. And so then I wasn't messing on turntables anymore for a while till I got it back into 10th grade. 10th grade is when I got really serious about it.
Now you're a Denver native, you said, right?
Yeah,
so
Denver native.
Where'd you go to school and everything, man?
So I went on a product of Mapleton Public Schools.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that school district. It's pretty small. But I went to a school called Western Hills Elementary. John Dewey is a middle school, all the same people. And then I went to Skyview, which is up in Thornton.
Okay. Yep.
And then I was going like the same path that my bro was going in. Mm-hmm. And then they pulled me out, and I went to Thornton High School, where I knew nobody. And then had to go how to go prove your worth over there, because everyone was doing the gang thing over there too. Had to prove yourself, but I was an athlete, and so I come from a wrestling background.
Yeah, that was another thing that surprised me about you was, and I learned that one day because you guys were doing something after school with the kids, and I don't know if you were just coaching wrestling or whatever. Did I ever tell you about this, Pierce? I stumbled over to the gym and just happened to walk in and saw this dude in full beast mode.
Did he suplex someone?
Bro, he knows how to wrestle. I was like really, really impressed. It was pretty awesome.
They're doing
carrying your shoes with you still.
Yeah, well, here's a funny story. Is like all the we have a lot of like students that are really big, like 200, 300 pounds, like big, and they all like, yo, yeah, I'll take you, Chonz. And they all call me Chonz there too. I was like, yo, line up all you fools. I said, line y'all
learn today.
Line up.
A Congo line.
I'm gonna take you one by one. And like this big, there's one of the students, he's probably like, he has to be at least 250. He's like, yo, I lifted him up. And he fell down. I swear I had instant respect. No one says anything to me. Like, it's all good.
Yeah, what a perfect setting, really, to lay down the law so people know. Can't do that in the classroom.
It's like prison. Just go in there and pick on the biggest kid.
The wrestling is the best. Like, yo, you want to wrestle? Cool. I'll coach you.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So how long did you wrestle for?
Since I was 8 years old, all the way to 18. Wow. And then I did about 1 or 2 years, just like go doing open competitions, tournaments, until I faced a Marine, and these dudes from the Marines that come out, they're like 25, 26, they're all yoked. this one dude stuck me in this called a head roll, and they grabbed me and just hooked me in and just spin me. Vroom, 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 vroom. It was over in 10 seconds. I was like, I probably should hang this up.
That Marine don't fuck me up.
I was like, this shit is over. Fuck this.
You are humble, though, because I remember you never said a word about wrestling. And one of the first times we met, there was some joke that came up about us going at it or something like that. And you made a comment like, oh, bro, you'd have me twisted up in 30 seconds. And I specifically remember you saying that and then watching you in action later. And I was like, bullshit. I would have got twisted up like a pretzel, bro. Pretty cool, man.
Wait, where did you guys beat, Dollar?
At Lake Middle School, where we work.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you know that? Did you know DJ Chonz? You grew up with him too, yeah? Somewhat?
Oh, with him? With his music? Yeah, absolutely. I'm just wondering where you two met.
At school, at work.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was on transition.
Oh, okay.
And so I was already working there, I believe, 1 year before you got there.
Yep.
And I was in transition from being laid off from radio for the second time, right?
Oh shit.
And so I was in transition, like, yo, I got some money stacked up. What do I really want to do?
Yeah.
And so we have a common colleague that put me on. His name's Mr. Reyes. He put me on. And he put me on in the craziest environment because I got put on in suspension room.
Welcome.
Yo, it was basically like a paid internship, bro. Like, yo, let's see if you're really about this life. And then I was getting paid $12 an hour.
Oh damn!
I was in a room that's a little bit bigger. Actually, in your old room.
Really?
In your old room last year.
Last year, yeah.
Was that 122?
Yep.
Yeah, 120. That's what, you go to 107. Those you go to 122. Wow. And so 122 was me. He put me, hey, Dino, he's a salesman. So he's already selling me on, oh yeah, bro, you're gonna dig this. Yeah. You're like, yeah. I was like, cool, I'll do that. And I jump in and I'm in this I'm getting all the bad kids. So everyone that's messing up, they're sending them to me. And then next thing you know, this one little dude's like, fuck you. What are you going to do? And I was like, wait a minute.
Hold on.
Whoa, hold up.
This is $12 an hour, son.
It's worth it. No, my patience is worth it.
Vein popping up like, it's like, just shaking, you know what I mean? I'm like, I have no one talk to me like that in my life. I mean, nobody. Nobody.
I had a hard time hearing you.
I'm just like talking to myself, man. I go to my wife, I'm not going to make it. I told my, yo, man, you're going to get me out. Oh, just stick it out. You don't know what it's going to be like. It's going to work. Just try it out. Give it time. And so I stuck it out, and then 6 months I finally got out the room. And then we call it the block. We're gonna put me on the block. And so then I finally got to go, like, if teachers were having problems or need to help de-escalating students, and because sometimes a student could blow up your class and you can't teach. And so that I was the person between the teacher and the student, and I would try to mediate and make things better. But it was actually good that I started in there because I had all the relationships with all the students that were messing up or not doing bad. I built them relationships, so when they saw me roll in, it was instant. It was instant, like, love. So my man, Mr. Reyes, he had a plan, right? He's like,
he knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was doing. I had to take it to get to where I was going, and that's even transcended for what we do now in the classroom. So it's like instant, like, love and stuff, because people, they already had siblings. I'm going on 6 years there now. So they got siblings that are taught, and they're endorsing me and giving me the stamp, and so I'm cool now.
That's cool. I remember Dollar telling me a story one time. Like, he had this one particular problem kid that always would jump on the desk and shout and everything like that. And he said that one day that you walked by and you popped your head in, and he immediately just got off the desk and sat down.
That's what he used to say. Yeah, he said, I was like, I don't know what you did. I don't know.
You got the juice, bro. And it was good that you had that 1 year of experience before, because I remember when I was getting ready that first year, I had no idea what I was getting into either. And I remember before we had any students, we were practicing, routines and the locker situation.
Yes,
and I can't remember, it was a transition. I think they were going in between periods or something, supposedly. And so it's teachers basically acting like students and giving us new teachers practice or whatever. And I remember I walked out and everybody was so chill. Everybody was like, okay, no, go this way. And it was so nice and polite. And then DJ Chonz, he just starts fucking cracking the locker with his fist and go, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? I was like immediately sweating. I was like, I don't know. But it was the shit, man, because you knew. You
gotta
knew
assimilate it, bro. You don't think you ain't lived till you got cussed out.
My 12-year-old.
Yeah.
For sure, bro.
Yeah, you ain't lived.
Yeah.
That's me.
Shit.
So I benefited. So it's quite a journey for you, how you started to where you are now, because now you're teaching and you're overseeing a whole department.
Jeez, yeah, I don't know how I got there.
He's like,
I don't know how that happened.
Was it by choice or was it voluntold?
Well, I guess I was already kind of doing it. I didn't know I was doing it. I was doing it already. And so they saw me in action. They're like, yo, you probably should consider doing this because you're already doing it. You just need the other tools that go along with it. And so they gave me the other tools to go along with it. Like my background is always going to class management. That's what I'm good at. Class management and structure. I just needed to learn the instruction part. And so that's what I kind of literally focused on this past year, was like learning the instruction part. And so combining them, like, yo, you become pretty bomb in the classroom.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Because you got to have the management first. And I think that's what most people struggle with when they first get there. Is you don't realize, you have this, I had this vision, like, you're going to tell the students what to do. They're going to do it. They're going to take out their pencils. They're going to write when it's time. And it just doesn't, it's a rude awakening immediately. You're like, oh shit. Okay.
They're not listening.
Can I ask you guys a question then?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever had like, have you ever found like a picture of yourself that like the students drew, like, it's like fucking Mr. Dollar, like like a stupid picture of a,
Not me, no.
No,
I have a few pictures. They're not bad though, but they're like nice ones. They gave them to me, like did pictures of me. I look like I'm in one of them looks like I'm in Ren and Stimpy or something. It's pretty funny. But that's interesting. What a change in worlds though for you. But you were already kind of connecting to the youth before.
Yeah. Yep. So the second time that was I got back on radio from being laid off, I somehow convinced the same company that laid me off to hire me back to
I got you.
Well, the reason how I made that happen is that I got laid off. We got acquired. Our company got acquired by a bigger radio company. And so I lasted a year, and then whoever makes the most money, they get rid of you, right? That's how totally when you get bought by a company. And so they let me go, lost a prime shift in afternoons, and that I worked like many years to get to, right?
Yep.
Tireless years to get to. Finally got there, was reaping the rewards of all my hard work, and then got bought out and got let go. And so I was pissed about that. And so I had to work extra really hard, I knew that I had to have my brand out there as DJ Chonz. Like, what is life after radio? And this is a lot of mistakes that radio jocks make right now. So they have a platform, right? You're on radio, millions of people hear you every day. When you get laid off, that's when they start a podcast. Am I right or wrong?
No, you're right.
So after you get off radio, I'm going to start a podcast. Fool, you should be starting a fucking podcast now.
Yeah.
Before you get laid
100%.
off. Yeah.
Right when you're on radio, you should be doing that right now, producing the content. So when it's time that the big machine is not pushing you anymore,
still have that following.
You have that following, and then you can monetize off your own thing.
An immediate transition.
Transition. I didn't have that, but I did have the DJ Chonz brand, which was DJing in nightlife and clubs. And I told myself, I'm going to be everywhere.
Bro, and you were everywhere. Because I'm not lying. Like, there was a time, like, me and the wifey went to Ophelia's.
Yep.
And you were DJing there at Ophelia's.
Yep.
And I was like, I remember looking at the wife. He's like, oh, I was like, that's DJ Chonz down there's DJing.
Didn't you? Was that where you opened was it the foundation or something you started at Ophelia's?
Yep. So, so when I opened the foundation, I was already laid off of radio again. After starting a morning show, and the morning show lasted 8 months. It was going to be a dope morning show. It was good.
It was a
good morning show. Me, Tony, and Sadie's. It was a good morning show. We all fought with each other. It was perfect. I was the guy that was going to say some smart shit to you all the time.
Quick
Was
aside.
it the Larry
quick aside.
Newberry side of it?
Yeah, but I wasn't gonna make no stupid like Arnold Schwarzenegger voices. Yeah. I'm not gonna do any of that kind of. I ain't gonna do no Michael Jackson stuff.
he was the mic to the Tony.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do that, but I am gonna
literally, because he had Tony V, and Tony V was like a serious.
I was gonna say on a side note, one day we were rolling to lunch together, and Tony called him. I'm sitting there listening to him. It was like surreal, bro. I was like, wow, I feel like I'm listening to a radio program right now, because I just thought it was cool too. Because when I think back on radio compared to like where podcasting is now, sometimes you don't think of it as like as authentic or whatever.
Right.
But hearing you guys talk on the phones, I was like, that's exactly just regular talk.
That's the way a morning show is supposed to be. It's supposed to be authentic, and that's why my program directors like previously believed in me, because they hired me purposely because I was from Denver. I talk like Denver. I'm from Denver, and so I was a real person. I wasn't this polished jock that was like, oh, in 5 minutes you're gonna hear, Snoop drop it like it's hot, and X, Y, and Z, you know what I mean? And coming up and follow us, and that wasn't me. So I was the person that was gonna fumble over the words, and I was just a regular person, and they liked that about me. And so that's what a morning show should be. It should be real. It's like when we take off these headphones, it should be the same
thing. Yep.
Same thing.
Yep.
Should be nothing different. I shouldn't go to meet you at a live broadcast and it's like, who are you?
Today on episode 157, we've got DJ Chonz.
Hey, what's going on? This is Mike Pierce on the ones and twos.
Yeah, you don't want that, right?
And then they hear my real voice and they're like, what the hell?
Yeah, what's going on? So it was a real, you would have air checks and things in that nature, and you would have to sit there with the program director and you would listen to what you guys did, and they give you feedback and
every day.
Wow.
Mostly every day, yeah.
So
after a show.
You know what's wild? Back in the day, I tried out for radio.
Oh, word.
But I tried out for traffic.
Traffic's a hard gig.
Traffic and weather. So
I don't know. I can't read.
So
I'm dyslexic. I used to memorize all my shit.
I've heard you talk about that before.
you have to just north and south, right? North, south, and west, east and west. That's all you gotta remember.
Got to read that sponsor.
No, so what
You're
it was?
throwing me for a loop right now. You tried to be.
So I had a friend. His name was Casey, and Casey used to do a morning show up north. I forget what it was called, but it was like on 97 something, like the mountain or something like that. And he used to do it in the morning, and then he transitioned to just traffic. And so he was always telling me, it's like, it's got to be 3 syllable. You got to think of a name. It's got to be a 3 syllable name. Like it's Casey something, or it's like, Amelia Earhart. So it's like, his
your name.
The time. Yeah, the name. He's like, it's a flow. The name has to flow. And I was like, I don't even really think about that. I just like, I'm ready to just like read the traffic. And I remember going down to Greenwood Village and going on, and he did the radio. He did his little spot. And then he was like, all right, let's record you. Let's do it. And so I was like, oh God. And just like freaked out. I was like reading the thing. And he's like, just don't think about it, man. Just, he goes, do it. And so I did it. And he's like, I'm going to turn this into my PD. And I was like, what? He goes, no, for real. He's like, we'll get you on the traffic. Maybe the morning. Could you do the morning? I was like, I got a regular job in the morning.
I'm not gonna do this gig. Yeah. I'm good.
I'm not gonna 15 every 15 minutes do the traffic. No, I can't do that.
I'll be at my desk. So.
Ken Clark came from traffic.
Yeah, did he?
Ken Clark, you know that from what is he, Fox 31?
Yeah.
He came from traffic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's an OG traffic dude.
Yeah, dude. So that's a little fun fact for me. I did a little.
Traffic's a hard gig, man, because basically, when you're communicating and you're in the studio, you're like, all right, I'm going, get ready, I'm going to you.
Yeah, because they only have a certain amount of time.
Hear the beat bed, and the intro comes in, and then it's like, you're going live.
Yeah.
And you messed that up.
And mine, when I was a kid, when I was, what was it? It was one of the Kiss 107 where they did the beep, 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 yeah, do, that one song. Who is it? Is it the Rolling Stones?
I don't know.
No, but that was I remember that.
I lost that name, that too.
Yeah, dude, I remember seeing those old videos too. It was a really old interview with you. Somebody local was doing it, and I think it was at your crib, I think, because you went like down in the basement and you were talking about your records and stuff.
Yep.
And she was asking you how many you had, and you didn't even know. You're like 1,500 or something. And I saw at one point how many were being sent. Like you said 20 to 30 a week. You were getting out like records you couldn't even listen to them all.
Oh man, I was just becoming crazy. I would have like tons of records, and the thing, I don't mind listening to them. I just didn't want to open the packages anymore. It's kind of like now when you get mail, right? You don't want to open the mail because it's like, none of this. I know
what's
like,
inside of it.
It's nothing good.
I already know there's fucking garage coupons in here.
If it's not a fucking check, I don't want to open it.
I know there's already air conditioning coupons in here.
I'd be curious what the numbers were like. Like how many, like for every 10 that you did listen to, how many were like good? Or do I need a bigger number than 10?
Yeah, I don't know, about 3, 2 or 3.
Okay.
Yep. But back in the day, before I was on radio, I used to be a part of a record pool, and a record pool is you would get probably about 60 records, box of records a month, and they were already open. They was in a box, and I would just have to take them out and listen to them, and I would have to rate every single record.
Oh, damn.
I listened to get serviced all the new records. I would have to pay $100 to get them records a month. for me to stay current in the game.
Yeah. That was a big part of it, right? That's always been a big part.
You had to be current, but like if you were on radio, you weren't getting free records. So if you were a nightclub DJ and you weren't like a big nightclub DJ, you had to be in a record pool.
Okay.
And so I was part of a record pool, what's called Cali Kings in Los Angeles. And then after fast forward, I actually started interning for that same people, Cali Kings, which is the Baker Boys, and they're from California. They're pretty big, Power 106 back in the day, and you should go research some of they're like the first dope morning show, like Latinos over there in Los Angeles. But anyhow, I interned for them, and they had all this like street accounts, and I learned how to do a record pool. And then when I came home from my internship, I started my own record pool because they showed me how to do it. And then I had 30 DJs in the city getting records from me. So I charged them $100 a month, and then they would get all the stuff for the nightclubs and things in that nature.
Oh, hell yeah. I had no idea. Did it work like that? That's pretty crazy.
That's wild. Yeah, I mean, when I was, I remember that when I was bouncing back in the day, I worked for Lotus Entertainment, which is like Monarch. Monarch made 5 Degrees.
Paulina and them.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Francois and Mitch. Uncle Mitch, we call him.
They never let us in Lotus clubs. How to go on the outskirts.
Yeah, but so when I worked there, when I was bouncing there, we had a DJ, and it was funny because in my clubbing days when I was going out, I had met him at Lodo's in the Red Room, and his name was DJ Cassidy.
Okay, I remember Cassidy because there's a Cassidy, a DJ Cassidy, and then there's DJ Beds, which is Cassidy Bednark.
Oh, okay,
right.
Yeah.
And so Cassidy, I remember that.
Yeah,
dude.
so DJ Cassidy, I think he does like Red Rock stuff, like the Arctic Winterfest stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
That.
I don't know what he's doing now, but I definitely know.
But I remember with him, and he was like the same way. Like I'd always like see him like pulling out every single Friday and Saturday. He'd have a different set of vinyls, and I was like, damn, dude, like.
Well, you would have to have the hits, right? Everything that everyone knows at that current time, and then you may sprinkle it in with some new stuff. But yeah, because you know, two new stuff at the time would clear your dance floor, and so you would make you may have to have like the stuff that was hits, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, and then even further back, and then your current hits, what's happening today, and then you would try to break a record or two during the night. Because
you can't do too much too fast.
Yeah, you can't play two news back to back.
Yeah, right. Nobody's gonna know. Yeah,
you got to put them between something that is already proven to be a hit. So you throw something that's like brand new, but you think is dope. You throw it in and see how they rock, and they still vibing with it. Cool, and then you follow it up with another hit, and that's how you kind of break a record.
That's awesome. So you've got kind of literally got your ear to the pulse in a way, because you're always seeing what people actually like. Have you ever had experiences where you thought stuff was really dope and then you played it for people and then
all the time
it didn't go well? Oh, interesting.
all the time. But the thing is that it will hit 6 months later, like when radio will pick it up.
And then you're like, I told y'all. Yeah. I told you. I played it first.
The funny thing at KQS at 107.5 is that the program directors would purposely play me music and ask me what I thought about it. And if I had said that it sucked, they were like, put it on. Put it on now. Because I was such a purist and a hip-hop head, and sonically just things that sound good musically, I liked. But they had the ear for like massive pop hits and things in that nature. And anything that was like really poppy and that was a massive hit, I hated. Yeah. And so they're like, yo, put that on. Put that bitch in.
If Chonz doesn't like it.
Put that at fucking 90 spins a week.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Damn, that's crazy. It reminds me when we had Tyson on way back in the day.
So we had a buddy, really good buddy, Tyson. He used to do, what was it called? The
payola stuff.
Payola stuff.
I never did. I never took money for records, but radio stations do this all the time, even right now. What I did is that once I got on radio, I wanted to start a record pool, like I told you. When initially the Cali Kings gave me all kinds of records to start my record pool. So I went to every nightclub and gave every DJ a box of 30 records. I was like, I'm making a record pool, even though I didn't have the records to service them. Yeah. But I went to about 15 different clubs and gave records to DJs. I started with 15 at my parents' house. DJs would come to my parents' house, and every Saturday get records from my parents' house.
I love that.
It was nuts. And then but when I had the Sunday show, I had liberty to play what? Everything, right?
Yep.
Anything I wanted. And so record labels, I finally hit them all up. I was like, yo, I'm on this show. What's up? I said, they're like, can you show a little love to this record? I'm like, cool, I'll show love to this record, but I'm gonna need a box of that Dub C.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a box of that
that's
new
dope. Okay.
Biggie song or whatever. I need a box of it. All right, cool. I'll bless you. All right, what can you do with this record? I was like, okay. So I'm not taking money. It's a trade, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need 2 boxes now. The reason I want 2 boxes, not to get 60 DJs, it's for that every DJ would have double copies of the records because we needed 2 copies of the records.
Right.
And so we would play the instrumental to blend it in.
Yep.
And then we'd go back with the lyrics to blend the real song in. Right. And so we needed 2 copies of the records, or you had an acapella. So we needed that. So it was a trade. So now it's no different what's going on now. Like, for example, maybe a new artist, country artist or whoever, or rap artist comes down and say, yo, I'll do this show for you for free about X, Y, and Z. And then they spend their record for about 15 to 30 times a week.
Oh, okay.
And they spend it. So it's these trades that go down. It's not technically payola, but that's how the business works.
Interesting.
They're trading. They're trading things. So that's how kind of they get away from the payola kind of thing.
Yeah, because they cracked down on that. He was doing it before.
He was doing it before, and he was saying he was just
having a heyday.
raking in money.
Oh, people were caking. I know a
on-
lot of people like, you could get a $5,000, $10,000 check for a record that you get in touch.
Oh yeah, he was saying it was crazy because he would say like a record label would drop off like 50 grand in a duffel bag and say, "Yo, I need you to get this on the radio. It needs to be playing every hour on the hour."
And then that's what PDs could do that. But it was also valuable when you were a mix show person like me. So say I was on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
3 day, yeah.
I could give you 3 spins a week, right? Mm-hmm. And so if I'm giving you 3 spins and I convince 2 other mixers to give you 2 spins, now you're getting 5 spins a week. Technically, if you're at like 10 spins or 12 spins a week, that's an ad.
Yeah.
That's an ad. Now that's when you're causing alarms with your program director and stuff like, what the fuck's going on over here, boy?
Well, that's what he said he used to do.
Interesting. Yeah.
That's what he used to say. He said that at first he used to do all the DJs. He'd hit up the DJs, and then when the DJs started getting cracked down on by their PDs, then he started going to the PDs, and he's like, when I went to the PDs, I had to give them extra money.
Oh yeah, because they control the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's why, as you can notice, the time that I started in 2001, by the time I think maybe we got to, I would say 2006 or 7, we started getting a structured list. Like, you only could play this. It started, no more give me's, no more breaking records. Slowly. Then next thing you know, it even got even worse for me. Like, it was like, yo, these are the songs. These are the songs that I want you to play. You have 10, 15 songs in this hour. I want you to play them just like this.
Damn.
I'm like, yo, this don't even mix.
Who came up with this, bro?
And so before you know it, you were mixing 2 records, and then you would echo out and drop another song in. It was like, yo, why you even got me mixing?
So who was putting these lists together? Was it all based on probably?
Well, the program directors would put this stuff together, right? And they would do that because actually mix show at a later date, everything is research based that started testing really bad, right? So mix show people, like the average listener, don't like it. They didn't like mix show. And so mixing and blending in the records, the scratching, they didn't like it. And so they wanted the music to sound just like regular programming. And so regular programs is a song, seg, another. That's what it was. So it slowly but surely. That's why if you go on to like regular radio, it's pretty structured. It's some stages like you got the drop that kind of lets the DJs do what they do. 107.5, I was only doing mix show on Fridays.
Yeah.
When I was on 107.1 for a short stint, they were letting me do whatever I want, and then they try to give me a list, and I was like, I already did a list for 15 years, homie.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm doing this for fun.
Yeah.
And
I remember when 107.1 came out, because it was like, everyone's like, yo, this is the new thing, dude. Like the flow, everyone's going to go to the flow and do it. And it did. Like, I mean, was there like a huge impact? Did it like kill a lot of 107.5s?
Yeah, 107.5 has been through a lot of different changes, and at the time that we were there, we were really strong. But you got to think about it. There was a article that came out in Billboard, I believe, that said that there was no number one album for hip hop this year. Think about that. And the first time for many, I don't know how long it's been. You know, and technically 107.5 is not a hip hop station. It's a rhythmic station.
Really?
You know what a rhythmic station is?
No.
A rhythmic station is a station between pop and hip hop. You play the middle.
Okay. Huh.
Right? So you start from urban, which is straight hip hop.
Yeah.
You cross over to rhythmic, and from rhythmic you cross over to pop. And once you pop, you mass appeal.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
You a big hit.
Huh. Wow.
Wow, that's fascinating, man. It's so crazy, the inner workings of all of that stuff. And it's probably super weird now that it's changed. Can I ask you, you don't do a podcast, do you?
I don't do podcasts. I don't want to commit myself to like something that I can't do regularly. I don't know. You guys do a podcast every week. I don't know how hard it is for y'all to commit to do it every time, all the time.
And less for you, right, Pierce? It feels like you're flexible on days and everything, even if we have to move it around. But yeah, no, I relate, dude. It is. We've gone through phases. That's why we didn't do episodes for a while, just because it gets tough to keep it.
There was a point in time like when Tony was starting to teach, and he was back in school, and so the podcast didn't happen for a couple weeks, and it was like a couple months. And it was it just went off, and then all of a sudden it was like Tony comes back, he's like, let's do the podcast again. And then during the pandemic, we started doing like over Zoom, we started doing that, and that kind of died down. And then after Tony, got hurt, then he was like, let's do it again. Let's just go, dude. Let's go full on. And ever since again, we've been
rocking
around,
dude.
Yeah, it's been there. It was interesting times when we first started, when it was the WROM radio in Detroit, picked us up for a while and put us on rotation out there.
Dope.
So but it was interesting being in Denver and then having like so many listeners there in Detroit, and then plus they broadcast globally too. So we'd get to this day. I mean, we still like it's weird. The internet nowadays, like back in the day, radio was local, man. It was like
local.
It was your community. It was people representing your community and the music. And now it's like, we see down. We were talking about Ohio the other day. Like, we don't know anybody in Ohio.
It's funny, because as we were saying, like it was like we were looking. We're like, okay, let's see where the most of our listeners are at. Colorado represent,
Denver,
baby.
obviously, we're thinking.
Right. Colorado represent. We're looking. It was like Ohio. We're like, what? Like Ohio? And I think like Colorado was like third.
What does that tell you guys? What does that tell you guys need to do?
That's why we actually brought you here today, Chonz.
Yeah,
so you could shed a little light
after the podcast. We're gonna open that door, and there's gonna be a projector, and we're gonna have like a pitch to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're gonna have the Mike and Tony show with DJ Chonz DJing in the background.
Those days are over. I'm no one's sidekick anymore.
Stand on your own 2 feet.
No one's pony show.
All right, Plan B dollar. Plan B now.
Plan B. Just keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah, let's keep doing what you're doing. You're doing well.
Yeah. No, it is.
I am curious what he was going to say, though. So what does that mean we should do?
What do you think it should mean you should do?
We're moving to Ohio, Pierce.
No.
Social media, baby.
No, you maybe should target Ohio. You should target some ads. Or maybe some ads or some of the target marketing to Ohio, or just do a pop-up in Ohio. Hey, it's not like the flights are hella expensive to Cleveland, Ohio.
That's a valid point.
You can just take a quick trip.
Why do we get there for $79 round trip?
It would be the most hilarious thing. We go to Ohio, we're getting off the flight, and it's like, oh my God, is that Tony? Is that Mike? Like, what is it?
I mean, I would make a relationship with like a pub or something or whatever. Just set up shop and see what happens.
This entrepreneurial mind right here, bro.
Dude,
Just set up shop, see what happens.
That's like entrepreneur 101.
It's like,
right there, baby.
Look these are our stats in your city, X, Y, and Z. We want to come and do a pop up of your thing and just see what happens. And if nothing happens, hey, at least that you were there and you did that.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that.
An experience, right?
It's experience, and it only costs you $150.
Always wanted to see Ohio, Mike.
Might almost buy a house for $150.
It go a long way.
Those are the suburbs, bro.
This is the Mike and Tony Show Summer House.
The suburbs of Ohio, baby. Let's go.
So we try to have interesting people on here, and one of the reasons I love having you on here is just because it's just impressive what you've done. I mean, you can hear it in your mind right now. Just immediately, you're like thinking of what the next move would be, and watching kind of like the arc and the evolution of your career. Is there one person or maybe a couple people in particular you would think that maybe inspired you or kind of like pushed you in the right direction? Or
I think there's a lot of people. I think there's a lot of people that come into your lives and they, at whatever period you are in your life, they're there for a reason. They may guide you in a certain way, in a certain direction. So I would say there's numerous people, right, that I talked to, that have been mentors, that I've listened to and take their advice. It could be in the music industry. It could be just a friend. It could be anything, right? And I'm pretty sure you guys have all them kind of relationships in your life. It could be in any profession. I love kind of networking with outside of my field, right? Outside of the music industry. I love the music industry, but I love like learning new stuff and how to go to a different industry and learn what they do and then come apply it to what I do. And so I always try to like think outside of the box and go to these different situations that I know nothing about. And I'm just like, for example, when we started in that school, like I ain't know nothing about this. But now I could take a little bit of that and implement it to what I do at the Denver DJ school, right?
Right.
Like my teaching at the Denver DJ school is on point. I didn't know how to do anything about teaching. But now that I learned how to do it officially in a real school, and take it to my brick and mortar.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I kill this. Like, I taught 4 adults today, classes in 2. And like, I teach classes of 30, homie. And to teach classes of 2 is nothing.
Cakewalk.
Yeah.
Cakewalk.
And grown-ups do what you want them to do.
Yeah, it's so easy. Like, I could handle that. So, like,
You haven't been cussed out by a grown up yet?
I have.
Have you really?
No, like, it's crazy you bring that up.
It was just recently.
No, I think one of my so the co-founder of the Denver DJ School, DJ Stacks, I passed me one of his students. I ended up buying him out, and he moved to Texas to get a home and stuff. It's cheaper out there, and
absolutely.
I passed me one of his students, and like, I think I'm pretty patient in the classroom, especially when you're paying me, right? Right, I'm pretty patient, and I'm trying to. If you don't understand something, I'll try to explain it a different way. I'm doing all these different ways, and then I don't know. He was not getting it, and he got really frustrated with me, and then I had to stop him because he started yelling at me in class. I was like, pause. I said, bro, you're not gonna talk to me like that. Maybe me and you are not a good fit as instructor. Maybe I could find another instructor to finish out your courses. Your classes, I will refund you because I no one's going to talk to me like that, and maybe me and you just are not a good fit.
And then all of a sudden he goes, but if you want to keep on talking like that, and all of a sudden his leotard comes out, and he's like, we can do this. Line up.
You were thinking that way, something funny. I was thinking like, let's get to the streets. I was like,
he was being serious.
I'm gonna have that G up on you. This dude like G'd up some other with a G string. You know what I mean?
That's a different kind of G.
Yeah, I was like,
different.
Yeah, but that helped me at the school to be calm, cool, and collective in that situation where I could honestly like lost my rockers when someone was talking to me crazy.
Right.
Because I come from that way, that street. You talking me crazy, bro? Like just the other day. Just the other day. I'll tell you. This week I went to Costco. I'm gonna tell you, it's some old man shit right now.
Yep.
Right? I'm in Costco. They have a self checkout line now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? And so there's a line over here, longer line with two sections and everyone's lined up there, and there's this other line that there's no one there. I was like, "Damn, motherfucker, this fucker's open. What are these fuckers dudes doing?" So I go in there and get in line, and then the dude at Costco goes, "Hey, you can't go over there. The line's back here." I'm like, "Oh, hold up." Me and my daughter, I'm like, "Hold on, okay, cool." I got up to the line, and the next thing you know, I'm up to him. I say, "Hey, bro, don't you ever yell at me like that. Don't yell at me like that. If you need to tell me something, you just tell me. You don't need to yell. Oh, I'm sorry. That's just the way I talk." I said, "Well, don't yell at me." I can't stand, like, tone means a lot to me.
Yep.
Is your name Mrs. Chonz? No, like, don't yell at me.
If you're not Brenda Rodriguez, don't yell at me. She can do whatever the hell she wants. She can do whatever. Like, okay, you're right. I'm wrong.
She's like 2 feet shorter than I am. Still.
Yeah, dude, don't talk. I don't know. There's something like with things I can't handle it anymore. Like, if you talk to me crazy, I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah. No, I love that, dude, because I was thinking about that situation. I probably would have just got in line. We would have left. I probably would never said a word to the dude.
No.
But that would have felt.
My daughter was like, "Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing." No, I'm gonna tell him. Tell this fool.
Your daughter knew it. He's like, "Dad, please don't. Please don't embarrass
No,
him."
I am.
I love that, dude.
Your daughter's the same way as my daughter. She doesn't like to be embarrassed in public.
Nope.
Yeah, and so I'm the same way. I'm like, nah. What did you say? Like,
Yeah, what'd you say? Yo, tone your voice, bro.
looking like Robert De Niro in Taxi, like,
Yeah.
talking to me?
Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know if you guys ever seen American Me.
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
When the homeboy's in the shoe shop and he's like, "Yo, look at me when you talk to me. show me respect."
Oh, my lady's crazy. She's the one that yells for me.
Oh, okay.
Before I even get there, she'll already like, "What the hell did you just say?" I'm like, "Calm down. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me do it." No, she's boom right in front of me already. I'm like, "All right, whatever." Then I'll step in after her.
Yeah.
Mark's cleanup crew.
Family has a way of doing that, though. I do. I can feel defensive about my kids sometimes, too, and stuff.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of those instinctive things that just kicks in, you know. But it's helped me a lot working there too. Like, just because when situations come up in life, I just say I'm more chill in general. Like I was talking to you about this, Mark, because he's my brother-in-law, by the way, married to my wife.
Okay,
and so we've been hanging out and like doing stuff.
You're married to his sister.
What did I say?
You're married to his wife. He said.
Oh yeah.
Hey man, are you drinking or
He's
what do you got over there?
I thought it was coffee. What the fuck was I even saying? Oh yeah, because we have so many people getting together, and like these kids running around, just craziness everywhere, and just you look around, and I see the stress in everybody's eyes and stuff, and something about working at Lake, bro. I just like it. I found a new gear. I'm just I just go right into neutral, and we just chill. Oh,
It's all good, yeah.
It's all
Whatever.
good.
Have
Life's
fun.
good, bro.
Jump off the couch.
Literally, Mark.
baby.
What do you know about jumping off of couches? Good.
a lot.
Yeah, hell yeah. Dude, if you had a superpower, any superpower you could have, what would it be?
This heal the sick, man.
Damn.
A healer.
Wait a second, I've never
very
heard anybody.
selfless.
Dang, dude, I know.
Yeah.
You got like here I am, like I want to fly. I was like,
I know.
I want to
cruise
be like
around,
Superman and
see
shit. Like,
things.
no, I want to heal.
You have a way of doing that, man.
You know
It's
what
that
the-
Chonz wisdom, bro.
Damn it,
You know what's
Chonz.
funny is like I'm gonna reference because one of your other mixtape was the Three Amigos, and that cracks me up because like here in the actual movie Three Amigos when they're talking about what they're gonna do with their 100,000 pesos, and he's like, I'm gonna buy a Ferrari, like all these things, and then fucking like Martin Short's character's like, start an orphanage, sick kids. That was just DJ Chonz right there, and all of us immediately felt bad about our superpower. We were like, damn.
I should have gone to all of us first. And then with the Chonz on it.
Motherfuckers ain't gonna say nothing now.
I really felt bad about mine. I was like, damn, I just wanted to fly.
I would save all the children. That'd be my special power.
Take it all away. I just think as you get older, you start thinking that way. If you're like,
it's true.
25, 30, then it's like it's different. Like, as you get older, you see your parents age, or you see your family, like young friends that passed away at a young age. It's like, fuck, dude, 38, 39 years old. Like, yo, I can't believe he passed away. Like, that's not fair. Like, you know, like I want them to be with their kids, their children, like live that life, you know. And so I think as you get older, you start appreciating things a little bit differently, and you just look at a different lens. That's probably why that came out my mouth.
Yeah, no, I love that though, dude, because facing challenges, you know. What would you say the biggest challenge you faced is? Maybe personal, maybe work related, or like?
I would just say personal is just like, and it's just getting back up, right? There's that meme that goes out: a champion's not built by how many bouts they have, but how many times they get up by getting knocked down. Or even that famous like Rocky Balboa and the horrible is it Rocky 5, the horrible Rocky 5 one?
Yeah,
like no one likes
good quote though.
Yeah, but it was a good scene with him and his son, right? Nothing's going to hit you harder than life. I love that scene because like, you know, I was on top of the world, bro. I was just killing it, crushing it, and like, when I finally lost it, I wasn't prepared. I lost it all, and I didn't know what I was gonna do. But I had a good woman by my side that was like, "Yo, I care about you. I love you. I got your back." Like I didn't know what you wanted to do, you know, because my goal was always like, I don't want to have to live in the club anymore. It's because I worked my way so hard to get like to that status, and then like, yo, I got let go, and I had to go back in the club. Like I remember going to working there on like Christmas Eve in a nightclub when I knew nobody was going to be there, right, for $300 because I needed the money, you know, and I had to go work and do all these things that I didn't like to do, but I had a name equity and I could do it. So I was living in a nightclub and I don't want to do it, you know, and that was hard for me, you know. And so what I learned is just getting back up, like, you know, me. And then I lost the job. I got the job, lost it again. You know what I mean? Me and my wife invested in so the Denver DJ School is a product of a bad investment that me and my wife invested in a school in Las Vegas where I was just an investor. And the guy ended up not wanted to do, after he opened up the school that we invested in, after maybe 3 months, he wanted to sell the whole business to me and like take over rent and stuff. And so basically that relationship went sour, and me and my wife lost like a lot of our life savings into that business. And then so in 2018 had a bad investment, lost our life savings, lost my job, right? And so I was like,
like what the fuck else can happen?
Like yo, but it never stopped me. Like I got sued for this brand that's on my arm that I got tattooed that me and my friend started.
Radio Bums,
yeah. I got sued from my not sued, but basically a cease and desist not to use the images anymore.
Who would have?
It was me and my friend that we started it.
No, but who sent?
Me and my friend started this in 1996, right?
Yeah.
And so it's after we got kicked off of radio. We were driving home from Boulder. He was like, he can't coin the name. I give him all the props, but we built the brand together. He's like, yo, we should call ourselves Radio Bums. We just got kicked off the radio. I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Oh yeah.
And so we started this brand in 1996. We did a tour in Los Angeles under the Radio Bums brand. We went to tour to Mexico under the Radio Bums brand. Of course, he was already savvy with all that stuff. Well, I was only 18 years old. He had a trademark in X, Y, and Z. And so our values didn't align at the time. And so I already informed him that after the bad investment, I was going to start another DJ school and call it the Radio Bums DJ School.
Yeah.
And he was new about the loop. And so I started going about the business. And basically, he didn't really care about another DJ doing another gig. He wasn't aligned with alcohol and things in that nature anymore. He was moving on with his religion. And I wasn't going to tell somebody that was in a nightclub what we started. Like, that's all we do, right? How you going to tell someone not to drink it, but this is what we do. Like, yo, we DJ nightclubs, and that's what we do, bro.
Yeah.
And so anyways, we started the school, and then I got a cease and desist to stop using the name as Radio Bums DJ School. And so that's why I changed it to the Denver DJ School. And then at the same time, the old business guy in Las Vegas that we split ways, that we lost all the money, I got a lawyer, a letter in the mail from a lawyer from Las Vegas to stop using the equipment that we're using from the previous business. So I was almost getting sued twice. Had a lawyer in Las Vegas hit me, and that other guy hit me, lost my job, and now I'm sitting in the $12 a room ISS room. Tell me how my life was going. Can you not hit more rock bottom than that?
Shit, bro.
You know, and I picked myself back up. And 6 years later, we're thriving.
Yo, blessing in disguise,
you
though,
are,
right?
dude.
Right.
That's
Blessing
a testament to you, your character, your
Yep.
persistence. Damn. So, did those times feel dark? I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure they
it
did.
was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yo, but I had a good woman beside me that
Bro,
believed
you
in
said
me.
that earlier, and I was like, that is the key, man. Having a good woman is everything, bro. It's so important.
Well, it just not even necessarily a good woman, right? A good partner.
Partner,
right?
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
whatever.
yeah, 100%.
Because like,
yeah.
Because like with us too, like just recently, my wife was laid off her
Yeah.
job too, and that was the whole thing. It's like, don't worry, dude, don't stress out, because like, Tony can relate. I am the Myra of the relationship. That's his wife.
Yeah.
I'm chill. I'm laid back. I'm like, cool. Things will work out, man. It's cool. Just chill out. Just work out.
And I'm the tiara of my marriage.
Yeah, 'cause,
The
like,
planning,
the
and
planner,
organizing.
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
so
yeah,
like-
absolutely.
like, for a
That's why I
while-
give you all the work.
Chokes, for a while, I had to manage like two calendars, the Tony Dollar calendar and the Tierra Pierce calendar, because I had my wife scheduling stuff for me, and then I had Tony scheduling stuff for me, and like I had all these calendars.
I know what that is,
because he would like sharing, and there was a point in time in our podcast we were joking around because he shared his calendar with me, and like it would pop up, and it was like pick up kids, and I was like, wait a second. That's what we joked around. I was like, Dollar, have you ever forgotten to pick up your kids from school? like why do you need a reminder, bro?
Need a reminder, bro. You're busy at that time. No, don't fucking can't schedule nothing there.
Bro, if you don't manage your time will manage you.
Yes.
So I put that on there just so I know. It doesn't.
I know.
Literally, I turn the reminder off. It's not like it's like, oh shit, I have kids.
But that's what I instantly thought when I saw that. It was just so funny. I was like, oh my God, how many times has Tony forgot? Like,
Yo, if in our world, if it's not in the calendar, it don't exist.
That's true.
And so,
Yeah,
my wife she was mad at me the other day. She had this whole night out planned out, blah, blah, blah. Drake night. I'm going to Drake night, Ophelia's, and she's going to go have a good time. I was like, yo, so you're going to be home by 7, right? Because I got to go work at the club. every first Saturday, I'm at a club. Well, I wasn't in the calendar. I'm just saying, wow, it's every first Saturday. I should have to put in the calendar. Every first Saturday, I'm there at the club. It wasn't in the calendar, so she was pissed at me, bro. I had to call my connections and get her in the club for free.
You done fucked up.
Hell yeah.
Hey, I got you on the list. We good?
God, I wish I had that in my back pocket.
Right. So we were good.
That up.
but wasn't that always awesome? Like, so when I worked at the clubs too, like when I was bouncing, I could basically get whoever I wanted.
Yep.
To get into the club, and so like your friends are always like, "Oh shit, you got us? Like, can you get us a table?" I'm like, I can probably get you a table. I ain't paying for it.
Yeah.
I can get you a table.
Yeah, goddamn right.
Yeah.
Just wait until, and you're going to feel the effects in about a year till your son starts going to the nightclub.
Yeah.
And so I got my daughter that just graduated high school. She's 18. She's like, Dad,
Legends.
can you get us on the list at church? I'm like, cool, let me make a call. Dad, we're going to go to Final tonight. Can you put us on the
Oh,
list?
yeah, dude.
Coolest fucking dad
Yeah.
ever, though.
Cool.
Could you imagine?
How many? 5. Okay.
I
5.
got you.
I got you.
I
Yeah.
got
That's dope,
Love
though,
it,
bro.
They're always on the list.
That is dope, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember
Club
there was,
Church and Vinyl. Holy shit.
yeah.
Still
Remember
there.
Legends, Hollywood Legends?
Hollywood legend, yes, top of 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, or in the Deadbeat. Do you remember the Deadbeat?
Oh, yeah.
We used to call
I
that one.
love that. Thursday nights.
We used to call it the Deadbeat, the 3 floors of horrors.
Jesus.
And 3 different levels.
I never pulled anything out of Deadbeat. Maybe the name.
What about Wait, wasn't it Bash back in the day?
Bash.
I was there. I started the 18 and up night there.
Did
Yeah.
you?
Yeah,
Wow.
I started
I
before
was up there, bro.
Yeah, Eminem was actually before it was Bash.
Yeah.
Really?
He was there. It was dope.
What's because you networked for so long, you know so many people in the music industry. Anybody stand out that you met over the years that really stuck with you?
A lot of people. A lot of people. I'm so when I was working in radio, I was still I was never full time. They always give you enough until I got afternoons by myself. But they always give you enough so they couldn't have to pay you health
Insurance,
benefits.
yep.
Right? They would pay you enough.
course.
And so I got another job. But this job was dope. It was basically it was a company called Beatport, and they're still active now. And they're starting a hip hop version of Beatport. So Beatport was all about dance music. So anything house, and they had genres of house, like progressive house,
Right, right.
Hard house.
yeah, all dubstep, all kinds of techno, and minimal, all these kind of different genres. And so they brought us in to create this other company called Beat Source, and basically it was going to be like iTunes for DJs, and where you could buy records and stuff like that. And so they brought us on to do that. And so I worked there to supplement the income. Anyways, it lasted for a while. It's really thriving now. It went under when I was working there. It's thriving now. But when I got let go, I got brought back to work for another company called BeatSync. And what we would do was we would sync licenses from audio to video. And so we would sell basically copywriting music to people that want to sync video to audio and for leasing purposes. And so I was working there in the same building, and I was laid off from Beat Source, but there was going to be this huge merger between Interscope and Beat Source. Interscope Records, if you're not familiar, is Jimmy Iovine.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. And so I was already laid off there, and I was working for this other company, but it was in the same building. And so anyways, the whole Interscope team came through. It was Jimmy Iovine, will.i.am, and all the top execs of Interscope. And the head dude of the company asked me if I would sit up on the meeting. I'm like, well, I don't even work for y'all. But they didn't have no hip hop representation anymore, because they were all dance dudes.
Yeah.
Right, they all dance dudes. So I was networking with and talking with Jimmy Iovine and will.i.am at this big like meeting table. I'm networking, and Jimmy Iovine is just like eating up everything I'm saying, because I'm still on radio.
That's
like,
so crazy.
And so he's
bro.
like, yo, how's this record doing? Are you guys playing that record? And it's like, and he gave me his card. And he call him, and I lost the card. I lost
Got the guy.
Do you know what I would have done to have 5 minutes with that dude?
So by
Holy
chance,
shit.
if you do listen to the Mike and Tony Show podcast, go hit up DJ Chonz.
Yeah, it was dope.
Lost your card. So
Definitely lost opportunity. But
that's so wild.
yeah, so that was pretty cool, just like an intimate. But will.i.am was like on some tip, like, yeah, DJ. No one wants to DJ with the turntable anymore. They don't want to do that stuff,
Bro.
And he was like, I was like, whatever, bro, whatever. Anyways, so will.i.am was whatever to me. But even though he comes from the hip hop background, he's like,
Right.
yo, he's
Yeah.
a real b-boy. But there's a one time that I did a private off of Leetsdale. There's an old bowling alley over there off of Monaco and Leetsdale.
Yep.
And I don't know what it's called, bowling alley. But I did a private party for Eminem, Snoop Dogg, and Dr. Dre.
At the bowling alley?
At the
bros?
bowling alley.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I swear to God. And it was probably about 30 people there, tops.
Damn.
What?
And I was still playing records at that time. And that was so dope, is because like my intention when I was going there is like, what do you play for Dr. Dre?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
what do you play?
Oh,
As I pose that
shit.
question to y'all, what do you play for? If you're gonna DJ for Dr. Dre, what do you play?
You don't play his
Oh my
records.
Yeah,
though.
you don't play his
No,
records.
no.
Don't play
That's
his
not the
music.
move.
No.
What's the move? Tell me. I won by that night.
Wait a
anyways.
second. Wait a second. But Dre, Snoop, and M were in there though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So what do you play? But Dr. Dre's the kingpin though. He's the Don Dada. You're worried about Dr. Dre, not Snoop and Eminem.
Yeah, correct.
Right.
Damn, I'm stumped. I don't
I think you're playing a little bit of local and old school together.
Local?
Yeah.
Local Colorado stuff?
I mean, not
On vinyl?
Oh, I mean, I guess not vinyl then, right? But definitely old school. I think you're putting some old school in
What
there.
kind of old school?
Old school.
Parliament.
Yeah, I'm talking like 70s. Yeah.
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, Parliament, Funkadelic, Zap.
There you go.
Anything that you think that he was influenced by.
Yes. Yep.
That's what lane I went in.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Lakeside, any kind of them joints.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
there you
yo,
go.
I know. That's what my crate's gonna be, and all I could see him was with his hands up like this, up in the air.
Oh my god,
That's a great moment.
I was like, "Yo, I won tonight." I got my DOC. So to me, the DOC is one of my favorite MCs, probably my favorite top MC of all time. And I got that. I had the record, and he was signing the record for me, and he was like, "Look at that, that's crazy, right?" And he signed the Dr. Dre. All I need is the DOC signature now, but I got the Dr. Dre to sign my record. It was like for the books.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Got a lot of stories like that, bro.
I bet you do. I can't imagine the pressure. See, I feel like I would freak out.
How long
trying
did
to,
it
like,
take
come
you
up
to
with.
figure out? I gotta ask.
Well,
Sorry.
well, yeah, and I was
No,
gonna,
the call was like, "Yo, you want to DJ the private party for Dr. Dre tonight?"
Yeah.
Oh, tonight.
Oh,
so
wait,
he
it
was
was
like,
the same day type shit.
same day.
Oh,
Yeah, you got to be ready to go.
Yeah, you do. Don't miss that opportunity.
And this is records. This is MP3s or whatever. You're like, yo, you bringing 3 or 4 crates of records. You better bring the right ones.
yeah. They didn't tell you either. It is like, hey, bring
was
the
like,
right
I need
shit.
you.
No, they don't tell you. That's up
No.
to you. They're trusting you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're trusting you
That's
to
your
do the
job.
right shit.
Yeah.
They're trusting you to do the right shit.
They were like, I need you here tonight.
Yep.
And then Mrs. Chonz is like, that's not on the calendar.
But back then, I had everything memorized.
I don't care if it's on the calendar.
But still, I started forgetting shit. I was like, yo, I need it. Like, if it's not in the calendar, I don't even know.
Girl, I don't care if it's on the
I
calendar.
don't even know,
Dr.
like,
Dre.
what's
Right.
going on. I don't know what's going on tomorrow. I know I got some shit, but I don't know until I look at my calendar.
It's probably overwhelming if you look too far ahead.
I can't.
Yeah.
I got too much shit going on. I'm thinking for other people now. I'm thinking for booking other DJs and X, Y, and Z. I'm thinking for all kinds of other stuff. I can't.
I do notice we're the same way. Like when we were planning like our training and stuff coming back from summer, you had your calendar out too, just like I did. We were putting it in there.
Yo,
you
it
sent
got
me
to
that
be there.
schedule with the hours that are scheduled work hours and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
you got to have it. Like, yo, and when, like, you know, our boss tried to switch up the dates, yo, I'm like, yo, you told me these dates.
I've seen that in action.
He's all, right here. It's right here.
You can't switch up the dates because I already booked something that day.
Yeah.
You can't do that to me.
Yeah. I love that you still do it too, man. You're still DJing. It was very recently you were doing the halftime show. for
Oh yeah, that
Broncos.
was a huge thing for me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm probably the first, DJ to DJ at the Mile High Stadium, locally at least, at the halftime show. I was the halftime performer.
That's dope, yeah.
It was the only game that we won that year.
Yeah.
Thank God.
I remember that because I think it was the next week they
And you know
lost.
why?
Yeah, I was like,
you know
yo,
why? Well, it's because DJ Chonz.
Yeah, that's all I can say.
Yeah.
But it was dope. Like, yo, I got the privilege to do that, and with the organization, like, to do the halftime, like, and like we synced up with the artist that was painting. Like, I made the pre-mix, and then I put all these elements that I could do live together with it because he had to paint to what I was doing. So he needed to know exactly what I was doing. But I had a lot of live elements in there. It was really fresh, man. It was nerve-wracking, but it was, when you're playing on that loud of system, everything's
That's what I was going to ask you too, because I know a lot of times that's where like bands and artists get into trouble is doing those big stadium shows because the sound is so tricky and it's just crazy and everywhere. It was okay though for you.
I had my monitor on the left side of me, so that was cool. But it was it still feels just a little bit different when you hear a scratch. It's like
The reverberation. Yeah.
what's going on? Like, that's not how it sounded. But it was cool. It goes super fast though. I wish it was a little bit louder. Kind of like on, like, I feel like during the game time, the music's a little bit louder than
Right.
the halftime.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, why are you bumping it up?
Yeah.
But
For
at
sure.
the same time, it was an honor.
That's
It was an
cool.
honor.
Yeah.
That was a big deal for me. And I do all the home games outside of the stadium. I'm not inside the stadium. I'm outside of the main street.
Yeah.
While people walk in.
Oh,
it's
that's
a,
cool.
It's a cool gig. So I do that every home game. So
I'm always surprised when I learn like more stuff that you're doing. Honestly, it's just crazy. Like when I find
That's
out.
why he's never at the parking things, because he's always at the home.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You got the parking things? Or what?
Bronco. Yeah, not every time.
I never do that.
I never over there.
Bro, I take my lead.
Chonz looked at dollars like sucker.
Yo, good for you.
No. Joe, I follow his leads so much, like a big bro sometimes, because he just knows the moves. And like, I'll be doing something forever, and then I talk to him, and he's like, "Oh my god, I would do that." And like immediately, I'm like, "Yo, I'm not doing that anymore."
Fuck that.
Chonz says so. No,
No. What happens when it comes 4:00 at time at the end of our meeting on Tuesdays? What happens
at the end,
when it's 4:00 and the meeting's supposed to be over?
Chonz stands up, starts putting his bag together, putting his stuff in his bag, putting on his coat if it's cold, starting to head out. And at the beginning, I would always watch that, and then I would sit there and I'd question myself like an hour and a half later, like, why am I still sitting here, bro? And I started learning. So now I do the same thing. I'll go a little over. I'll go, 15, maybe 20 minutes, but then I'm like, all right, time to go. And I realized that.
They'll fucking have you there to 9:00. I'm not doing that shit. Fuck y'all.
Dedicated motherfuckers over
I'm
there.
out of here.
Yeah, dude, I love it.
4:00. I got my kids are waiting for dinner. They're hungry.
Chonz like, it's not $12 an hour no more.
Goddamn right. I don't get paid overtime. I'm out of here.
Hell yeah,
Put my
bro.
backpack up. I'm gone.
I
I got other shit to do. Y'all stay here. I got a family. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Dude, and I love it though, man, because it's the same now. I look at it in kind of the same way. And when you do what we do, that's what for me the fear was, because I always did so many corporate jobs where you had to stay in line, and
absolutely.
And so for me, it was just like I never knew when to leave. Like when we first started, like I didn't know what to do with all the freedom. Like I was texting Amanda all the time, like, "Hey, I was thinking about leaving at this time, or I was going to come in on this day. Can I do this? Can I go here? Next week I might." She's like, "Bro, I don't care.
Fucking
Do what you do. Just make sure
fuck alone."
Yep. She didn't say that, but I know.
But basically,
I would have been. So I've been like, bro, just.
So I met Tony earlier in life, right?
Yes.
In the corporate job what he speaks of. And so one of the stories we always tell was when his last one, Jesse, was born. And he's on the phone and he's like, okay. Yeah, no, yeah. But you're okay? Okay. He hangs up the phone.
Don't tell this in front of Chonz, bro.
great.
And he hangs up the phone, and I'm standing there, and my boss is standing there. So it's like our director, I'm the manager, and Tony's our employee. And she was like, "Is everything okay?" And he's like, "Oh, my wife's heading to the hospital. She's going into labor." And we're like, we both look at him. We're like, what are you doing here? Oh no. This is the third one. She's gonna drive herself, and it's gonna be fine.
No, you're messing it up.
No,
This is not accurate.
No, sounds
Let
great.
me tell it. Let me fix it.
Keep telling it. No, I don't hear it. Fucking let this guy finish. Fucking finish the fucking story.
And so Tony. So long story short. So long story short, Tony's just like, no, it'll be fine. I'll get there in time. And we were just like, go now, Tony. Go.
She literally hit me in the back of the head.
Yeah,
my boss
she did.
She was like,
she hit him
bro.
in the back of the head. She's like, go now.
Here's the slight difference though. I'm just saying. So she had a routine appointment. She wasn't like water hadn't broken, nothing like that had happened. We'd had 2 other kids, and it was like long. Like from the time she went into labor, by the time the kid came, it was like 2 days almost. And so the third one, she just went in for an appointment. She called me and said, they want to keep me. They actually said they're just going to kind of keep an eye on me for a little bit. They think I might be getting close. I'll keep you posted. And I was like, okay, cool. And I'm like sitting there still working.
Oh no,
Because I'm too cocky. I'm thinking, bro, we got time. Like I've been there, done that. Thank God, though, bro, because it was the fast of the 3. It was super fast compared to the other 2.
Dude,
and I would have if I hadn't gone.
Let me ask you this.
Missed it.
Let me ask you this. So you had the baby. Mm-hmm. Did you go straight back to work?
No. Did I?
No.
I don't think so.
How long?
Not long.
No, I think Tony waited a week.
Did I? Did I take a week off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, fuck, I had my kid, and my boss wanted me back at work the next day.
Damn! Oh, damn! He's like, these CDs, these vinyls are gonna mix themselves.
You better be on it.
And that's the industry. Like, yo, you don't want to let people to fill in for you too long.
Oh yeah,
True.
right? 'Cause
Yeah.
then that's
That
your
guy
job.
sounds great.
Yeah.
Fuck, we need Chonz for.
Yeah.
And that's a real thing, though.
Real goddamn
Right?
thing. That guy's,
Your old news.
yeah, you're fucking. Oh man, this guy sounds great. He's doing everything we want him to do.
Yeah, he's playing that pop
And he's
music.
cheaper.
That's $12 is 25 cents.
He's doing this for $11.
That's why you keep this guy around. He's a fucking one-liner.
Keep him around. You've officially met Mark the Couch Guy.
Yeah, keep him around.
He's become a staple on the show.
Nice one-liner.
Oh my god.
It's a high compliment there, Couch Guy.
I'll take it, baby. I'll take
DJ
it.
Chonz officially,
Give him
bro.
that guy. He could get one line.
All right,
Put
Dollar.
that shit on your bio.
So we have to ask him the question.
Oh, the island question?
So we ask every guest that we have on the podcast. It's the one question. And it's you're on a desert island, tropical island. You have everything you need to survive. You have a long, happy life, right?
Just by yourself, though.
Well,
Well, no.
Not important.
Not important. But you have a way of playing music. But on your crash, you only had one album.
You're on your
What album?
on the
you-
island. You
Yeah.
don't have one album to listen
Yeah.
to.
One album
you're
for the
living
rest of your
good.
life.
Everything's fine. You're not in danger. But when it comes to music,
Damn.
I know this. I
So-
was thinking about this today. I was like, this is going to be one of the greatest answers.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
while you're thinking about that, we'll go ahead and go
Jesus.
through ours. Tony Dollars was
Bob Marley, Catch a Fire, 1973.
Goddamn fucking Bob Marley. Smoking a ganja at the same time. Probably a little bit of that ice.
Yes,
A little
sir.
bit of whatever
and then
blue stuff.
what year was yours?
1973.
1973. Mine was also 1973. Mine is Earth, Wind, and Fire. Gratitude.
I was thinking that.
Earth,
I
Wind,
was
Fire,
thinking
Gratitude.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Couch Guy.
Couch guy.
You've answered this, right? You've never shut your mouth.
I wasn't.
He wasn't an adult at the time. He wasn't sitting at the big boy table then.
I was at the couch on the side listening
Yeah.
while
That's
everybody
true.
answered the question.
That is
Too
true.
hard.
There's no. I don't think
Too
I can-
hard. It's too hard.
I don't have an album.
What?
I don't. I'm the guy
You're
that.
gonna go back on the couch. That's it.
It's,
Get the
Don't
couch
worry,
in here.
man. I don't have an answer either.
it was
Really?
not. It's hard because I love. Again, I'm all around music. I can't choose because I love one song off of an album. I'm gonna give you guys a really really terrible example. I fucking love NSYNC. And then don't judge me,
Oh
Chonz.
fuck yeah! I am.
Don't fucking judge me.
Goddamn right. If it's
Let-
not,
hold up.
If it's not Girlfriend, produced by
Hold on.
Neptunes,
Hold the fuck.
I don't want to fucking
Wait.
hear any
Listen to
NSYNC
me.
song ever.
Let me. Okay, I'm gonna give you the backstory before you judge me.
I already have.
Hold on.
Too late. Yeah.
Okay, I get that. I get that a lot. Trust me. So in the Philippines, right? I come in here from the Philippines.
'cause you guys like
don't know
karaoke.
shit. Yeah. Well, all I heard was Earth, Wind,
And they
and
all
Fire.
crush it, bro.
Simple music.
Right.
Like,
They all sing
Earth,
too.
Wind, and Fire.
I know.
Journey,
Yeah.
all that shit. That's all simple to me, right? That's all like okay. That's embedded in my system. That's my shit, right?
Yes.
I came here not knowing anything. I don't know
NSYNC.
what music people listen to or whatever, right?
Mark didn't
What
even
age?
know he had a
By the
sister.
way,
At
because he
9.
moved here from the Philippines. What
I'm
age?
9.
9. Okay.
9 years old. Don't know shit what's happening and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. I get to my, to the middle school and people were listening to NSYNC. I was like, cool, what is that? I don't know what the fuck that is, right? These guys that I'm hanging out with, they're fucking listening to. I was like, who is this? Oh, it's NSYNC. Oh, it's my new fucking favorite band, right?
Who were you listening to in the Philippines before you came? I mean, you were young, so.
I could listen to it. I mean, everything.
Remember,
from-
Mark the Couch Guy is an R&B guy. He loves that love making music.
Me too. I do.
Yeah. Good stuff.
I strip to those music.
That's a
Anyways.
vision I did not need to see.
That's one of our Reverb Nation clips. It's a whole.
By the way,
He surprises us, dude. He has crevices of his life. That word is intentional. Crevices.
I see.
But anyways, long story short, I didn't know what it was. Got to high school, people were telling me, "Oh yeah, the gay boy bands. Oh, NSYNC." I was like, "Yeah, gay boy bands." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
What's the problem with that?
I was listening to fucking NSYNC. Nobody told me there were like boy bands and shit. I'm like, I didn't know that.
You didn't realize that
I
all
didn't
of them
know-
were boys?
I didn't know what a boy band was. I didn't know that even existed.
I
You
mean,
know
just
what I'm
like
saying?
by reason of deduction, just like an all boy.
But nobody
group.
told me that even boy bands even existed.
Yeah, well, you have New Edition. They're a boy band.
But I never thought about
Why would you
it.
go
ABC?
straight to New Edition?
Yeah, you
I
just
never
That
just
would have.
thought
I would have
about
gave you points. If you went New Edition.
You messed it up, bro. It's too late.
I just
now you got to
done
win
fucked
back
up.
respect.
Yeah,
I just done fucked up, and I was like, okay, well, I
You were
didn't-
on a roll too.
I did. I got the. I got
You could have went New Edition. You could went Boys to Man.
Oh,
gotta go
yeah.
Oh,
NSYNC.
literally
they
says
bit,
boys to men.
They bit all them dudes. NSYNC are like they bit from them dudes.
Yeah.
They were just marketable
100%.
more, right?
Well, okay.
I didn't know none of
Hold
that
on.
shit.
Let's make
Okay.
a change to the question for Chonz then.
Okay.
Of your own mixtapes,
Oh,
Let's go with that. Maybe that's
that's
one
a
more
great
minute.
one.
There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect. I
right.
got that. So I got 2. That's the highlights of my mixtapes.
Okay.
Both of them I cried at when I finished them. If
Okay.
you listen to any of the mixtapes, one because they're sometimes you don't know, but if you listen to them, they're actually stories of what I'm going through at that time. If you really listen intently to my mixtapes, but these 2 they go from La Bamba and Chonz 4, and Chonz 4 is based off of like Rocky 4. And so those 2 mixtapes are king to me. La Bamba is dope because it has a little bit of like me going through like relationships, and it's a love story. Same kind of like Richie Valens was, if you ever watched the La Bamba movie.
Great
Love
movie.
that movie.
Right? And so, but it also has like the Mexican American, Chicano, kind of like this influence of it, of like both styles. So it has oldies music in it, and it has and then it has in the beginning like the La Bamba with Mexican music, and then of course all the hip hop stuff. But if you listen to it, I have my mixtapes are done with what we call wordplay. And so what we do is we take lyrics from different records and we make them make sentences. And so to make them make sentences to tell a story, or for example, on other mixtapes is when we're battling other DJs, is to talk shit to other DJs, telling you how much better I am than you, but all with my hands, not talking, but it's all taking records from different stuff.
Dope. I did not know that.
Yeah, talking stuff. And so La Bamba is up there, and Chonz for both. I cried when they finished, right? Because at the ending of La Bamba, called Richie Valens dies, and then you have the slow slam, Richie, and if you listen to the whole mixtape, I always have that Richie through the snippets, and then at the very end, I have when Rocky finally beats Drago, and he's talking to all the people there, and he's like, "If I could change it, I could change.
You could change.
And
We
I got
all could
this,
change.
and I got this cool like old sample of. I think Social Mischief used the sample, but it's a jazz kind of ending to it, and it's like fading out. But like both of them took me about a year to make.
Wow. Oh, look at that. That's
Yeah, that's dope. I put my
Dude.
face on both of them.
Yeah, he did. And you want to see the Rocky one?
Yeah, it's dope.
You want to see Chonz? Look at that.
Yeah, Chonz 4 is the.
Look at Chonz. He did perfect. Did you Photoshop that one?
Yeah, they're all both.
That was
Photoshop.
perfect, bro.
I sent it to a graphic designer.
had him do it for you.
Shit, my
The
face on
dope
there.
thing about that one is that I sent to a bunch of DJs that I respected. I sent them the mix, and I had them listen to it and give me a rating like it was a movie rating. And so I got quotes from all kinds of different dope DJs.
Yeah?
And respect it.
Perfect.
And like, yo, like he became a true master after this mixtape. He's a master. People that I looked up to,
Yeah.
I sent that to. But if like, I don't know if y'all smoke or whatever, like, or whatever your vice is, or if you're just on like a chill time, like put that in your car and listen to it intently. There's all kinds. You'll never hear it one time and hear everything. There's all kinds of subtle things in there. that you don't
Bro, the
understand.
next time I got the house to myself, that's
Yep.
exactly what
It's
I'm doing.
love stories. It's like trial and effort. It's all kinds of cool stuff in there.
So the La Bamba was in 2007. And then the Rocky 4 was in 2012. 24 was in 2012.
That's 12. That's when that's the last dope mixtape I made. When I was still kind of single on the fence. Before starting a family, I could live it. I would sleep in my studio. So I have a basement like y'all, and I have like thousands of records around me now in a studio, and like I would really sleep in the studio. I would wake up at 7 a.m, start working. I work from 7 all the way to 9 o'clock at night, and I would just work in the studio all day. Damn, bring me food.
You would say that to your wife now?
Yeah. No, I can't do it now. I got goddamn kids. My Peloton's in my studio.
Oh yeah, yeah. You do that every morning, right?
Yeah, I only did it once this week because I'm recovering from San Francisco.
Did you just get back from San Francisco?
Yeah.
How was that?
That was good. We DJ'd in Oakland on Saturday, and then I went to this cool party. It's called R&B and Ribs, and it's a place called Somo. It's off the chain. I'm literally, the club opens at 2. There was a line down the block by 2, and I just went there as a like a fan of R&B and DJs and stuff. And it's like the dopest parties in like for what I do in the U.S. right now. And so I ended up going there, and man, I don't know how I started drinking just straight stuff like this, like Maker's Mark, straight
whiskey, baby.
The next thing you know, I was on fucking stage. Like, it's not my party.
Love that,
I'm a guest. I'm fucking, what's going on? Like, what the fuck? What am I doing here?
Recovery mode.
Like, the next thing you know, like, because my cousin's from the Bay, and he the Mexipino. And so he was like, yo, we should go get some food. I was like, you're right. Let's go get some food. So I didn't even hear like the rest of the DJ set because I was so faded. I was so faded, and I've been recovering ever since. And that's been some Sunday. It's just hard to recover now when you get older.
Right?
Yeah, I was gonna say
God,
it definitely
is.
changes. Yeah,
That's like when I was at our conference. I was in San Diego 2 weeks ago, and we were at a conference, and one of our guests that we've had on before, and I've known him since like kindergarten. My friend Fran. And we went out there, and he got like loaded. And
bro, he was sending me pictures of you.
I was dancing, like imitating him.
You were loving it.
Yeah, and it was just so funny. But yeah, like the recovery is different now.
It is.
It's different.
I haven't drank for a while. I stopped drinking in 2015, but you could feel it happening like over the years. You know, just every time it would just get a little bit harder, a little bit
worst
longer.
time ever. And if he's listening, Tyson. I went to New Orleans with Tyson, a really good friend, and
The payola guy.
yeah, the payola guy. We had gone. We had gone to this bar called Pat O'Brien's, and I remember going to Pat O'Brien's. I don't remember leaving Pat O'Brien's. The next thing I remember is I'm like in this heavy metal bar, and it's like, and I'm like looking around. I'm like, what am I still in New Orleans? I was like, where the fuck am I? Looking around, I was like, looking at my phone, and I was like, yo, I called him up. I was like, where are you? He was like, I'm at O'Brien's, and I was like, you just like let me leave, or like what? He's like, I remember him all the time. He's like, you a big dude. I'm not gonna try to stop you.
Damn, that's so funny.
Gotta let you go, bro.
This reminds me. This reminds me of
also big too.
your other story, bro. The Halloween costume. You were like what was it? A
kissing booth. Yeah. I thought I was slick, bro, in my 20s, dude. Like, I was a kissing booth for Halloween one year, and we were going to house parties, right? And so I made this whole like a poster board, bro. Like it's a poster board on front and back, had like strings on it, different flavors of chapsticks all over. And like it was like kissing booths, and it was like $5, and it was crossed out. It was like $1 crossed out, and it was like free, right? And so that night, it was Mad Dog Banana Red, just so you know.
Mad Dog 2020.
And drinking like crazy. And the next morning, I was like, I wake up. I'm like, what happened last night, dude? And like, bro, we got to the house party. And I was like, immediately, you were on the dance floor. You're having a good old time. You were drinking. And I was like, yeah. I was like, all right, cool. And he's like, and then you were making out with this girl? I was like, word? Nah, bro. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, so we had to pull you apart from her because she was not happening. I was like, oh no. And so he was like, and then so we went to the kitchen, we started taking some shots, we were drinking some more. He's like, and then you disappeared again. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, we were looking all over for you. We were calling your phone. He's like, then we got into the backyard. He's like, and you're in the grass and you're making out with 2 girls. And I was like, word?
Were they happening?
Nah, bro. I was like, what? Are you serious? He's like, yeah. I was like, wait, was it the same girl? He's like, no, it's 2 different girls. I was like, I found 3 of the ugliest girls at the party and I just made out with them? And he was like, yeah, dude. So we found you, we rescued you again, and we brought you to the kitchen, and we were taking more shots. I was like, you guys you see the problem here, right? Right? You guys are the problem. You guys keep giving me shots and drinks, and I have no idea what's going on.
And they're just sending you back into the party.
The question is,
Loaded weapon, come on.
the question is, have you ever been turned down by that something that was not the best choice?
Have I ever been
That's a good
down?
question.
Oh, like she was not happening. She was like,
She was happy.
She was not happening, and you were trying to make it happen. Have you ever had that? I have. I was like, how did I get turned down for this?
You're like, what has happened in my life?
What happened? I tried to make it happen. To what's not happening.
And that was the inspiration for 2007's La Bamba.
It wasn't supposed to happen. It was not happening. I was trying to make it happen.
Definitely been there,
Said
bro.
no.
We're closing in on the end here real quick, man. How can people support you, your foundation? You got the DJ Chonz Foundation.
Yeah. Cool. There's a couple ways to support for the DJ Chonz Foundation. It is djchonzfoundation.org. So we're not a big nonprofit that gets like $50,000 grants and has grant writers X, Y, and Z. So every year, my fundraiser has been is just basically my through Facebook, and because I'm verified through Facebook and fundraising and things like that. Nation, there's a quote that looks like, "Hey, wrap it up, Chonz." DJ Chonz Foundation, make it happen. Donate there. There's a donate button. DJChonz.com. You can find all my old school mixtapes, and also Denver DJ School. .com that you can find out about if you want to be a DJ, learn how to DJ, and all the equipment XYZ. We sell it, we teach. It doesn't have to be all about the kids. We teach adults. We do all kinds of things, and so we got a lot of things popping off. I like when the cue music. I know when to end it.
Fuck yeah, DJ Chonz. Thank you, brother, for being here. Really, really
Cool. I gotta take a
appreciate you.
piss anyways.
Let's go.
With that dollar, it's a wrap.
Cheers.